So the back side of our legs, calf, which connects down to the underside of the foot, the hamstrings, which connect up into the hip and into your low back, and in fact, connect in some tissue all the way up to the top of your head. We want to pay good attention to the mobility and the control of that mobility, the dynamic stability or strength, power. We like an ankle roll with the band. So we get that ankle in different positions. So we're getting some calf on the inside, some on the outside, same with the hamstrings. Keep the leg pretty straight and work on getting full extension if you can. Very stable, my whole body's on the floor. To make it stronger, then you can either start to make it less stable or add some external load. Let's make it a little less stable. I'm standing, so instead of my whole body being down, I've got 1 foot on the floor, 1 foot on the box. That's 2 points of contact, but this leg's not real, that can't help me a whole lot. I'm gonna take the stick in this hand. If you don't have a stick, you could do it on a staircase. Put your hand on the wall. I'm gonna take the other hand and go down across. That rotation where I take, in this case, my right hand and reach across my left leg, causes my left hip, the stretching hip, to get internally rotated, and that lengthens a lot of that outer strip and up through. Notice I want to tuck the chin and round the back a little bit. It doesn't mean there's not a time and place to keep extension, but we encourage for this series, tuck the chin and lengthen that whole chain on the back. Then I'll switch the hand of the stability. Again, 3 points of contact. This is a partial point, but the foot's good, the hand's good. I'm gonna lean forward to get a stretch. I can keep a little extension if you like, since we rounded on the other one. And I'll reach over. Let those hips glide or bump out to the side and lengthen that tissue in a slightly different way. Let's decrease the stability a little bit more. So now I've only got 2 points. If you don't have a stick, you can just make airplane arms and follow along. I'm gonna do the rotation first. I'm gonna come down across, so my opposite hand goes down to the floor. I'm gonna lower my chin to get load as well as stretch. The stretch doesn't feel as severe to me. My body's less stable, it's not gonna let me go quite as far. But now I'm loading that length, and that's really where the money is. Then I'll go to the high version. So I'll pitch forward, I'll go up and over, up and over, and there's a couple of you out there who are gonna wanna get real fancy. I want you to go here, from this position, combine the two, high and over, the other arm goes down and across. Tucking the chin a bit. Final stage, we add a little external load and we move a little bit. Some people will want to do just the lunge, the dynamic version of the stretch where you're stepping before they use the ball. So I'm going to go from here. This will be my stretching leg. I'm going to step back on the leg away from the camera. I'm going to come here. I'm going to step down to this foot and up. And I'm choosing the strategy of full flexion in my upper back, loading that whole fascial chain up even onto the top of my head and up. Keep the inside edge of that foot down on the ground. Some of you will be tempted to get a little calf with that toe pull up. It's okay, but it is a slightly different emphasis, different strategy. So that was a huge bucket of ideas. What's important is that you go from pretty stable, pretty effective stretch, then to something less stable, either loaded or a little bit more dynamic. So if you will, the computer can own that space. That's really what strength and dynamic stability is the computer's got ownership and capacity, the tissue's resilient. That's what we want for you. Good luck with the back side of your legs.